Welcome to Sunday, January 24th Fireside Chat on the Philosophy for Philistines channel, where we, for the sake of brevity, try to explain complex issues by breaking them down into components, subcomponents, and looking at why things function the way they do, particularly in a philosophical or political realm. So let's reduce political philosophy to its most basic components. On the one hand, we have those who believe that social cohesion can only be maintained by a strong centralized authority which informs the collective consciousness. In this system, man is reduced to a cog in a wheel without a strong personal identity outside of the collective. On the other hand, we have a philosophy based upon the belief that individual sovereignty, voluntary cooperation, and respect for private property best serves civil society. The first order is based on forced submission to the central authority, while the latter places a responsibility to maintain civil order on each of us to help steer society peacefully and productively. The first focuses on equality of outcome and distribution. The latter focuses on creating opportunities for each to succeed based on his or her own merit and effort. The history of the entire 20th century is a story of these two very different ways of viewing the world being unable to peacefully coexist. One will invariably subordinate the other. The first order will do so by force and fiat, while the latter can only succeed voluntarily. This is the reason why freedom must be a choice. During the Age of Enlightenment, the great liberal age, where the common man demanded universal suffrage and to be treated equally before the law, man was willing to rise up against the oligarchy that was forcing an undemocratic, hierarchical structure on society, where the common person was not being treated equally before the law. Unfortunately, today, people have come to view the oligarchy, the elite cadre of postmodernists that are of the first order. Remember that it's all about equality of outcome and distribution to them. That the vast majority of society are cooperating with them instead of rebelling against them. This whole past several years of cancel culture emerging, with the cult of victimhood, of this constant screaming about ecological climate disasters being imminent, and of course the coronavirus, which I like to call the CCP virus. These are all indicators that those in authority are deliberately manipulating a hysterical view of the world in order to take total control. There's just more and more evidence that the case for the accidental lab leak was indeed the source of the CCP virus. I have repeatedly provided evidence the official story was not plausible, if not simply a blatant lie. And now even the mainstream media is finally reporting its suspicions. Where are our real investigative journalists outside of perhaps the Epoch Times? I encourage all of you to get a subscription to it, because it appears to me to be one of the few media outlets that's actually diving in and doing proper investigative work to uncover what the real story is. It appears to me that investigative journalism in mainstream media is nowhere to be found. Our current fourth estate has become nothing other than a tool used by the government to lie to the public. No wonder people have lost faith in the political process and government-funded media. So, my contempt for mankind has begun to reach new heights. What a loathsome species we have become, to so cheaply give up our little cakes to eat the most unseemly, uneconomical rubbish fed to us by an insufferable, intolerable oligarchy. I am watching my fellows behave like piano keys, to be played at the pleasure and the leisure of a wealthy, entitled aristocracy hell-bent on our ruin, as they promise to reset Western society to rob us of our prosperity, our property, and our liberty. Join the fight against the Great Reset by subscribing to my vlog to help expose the neo-Marxist tyranny hidden under a 1/64th inch veneer of liberalism. The only way for freedom to succeed is voluntarily. We have to be willing to choose freedom. All of this idiotic talk of release the Kraken and, Trump is going to save mankind. So, what the people that are doing this don't realize is that they are assigning their belief in something beyond themselves to this first order of tyranny that I spoke of. No one is going to save you but yourself. No one can have faith but yourself. If you were to answer to God, you must do so as an individual. Christianity can't be forced on people, and neither can liberty be forced on people. Everything worth having is a personal choice and a personal commitment. I invite you to join the commitment on this channel to restoring liberty under law and civil discourse. Think about this on a Sunday. It's a good thing to pray about, because you're the only Kraken that's ever going to get released. You have a wonderful Sunday, folks. God bless.